Hey everyone, welcome to Nick's Corner. I'm Nick. Today we're going to talk about Stephen King. We're going to uh, gush a little about why we love his books, and I'm also going to show you guys 4 books that we're going to look at, and I'm going to let you guys pick the Stephen King book club for, um, so for March I'm doing this, so for April you guys will get to pick which Stephen King book we're doing. So before we get there, I just want to say that I have been on a major kick since October. I have read It, I have done Misery, Green Mile, The Shining, Carrie, The Outsider, and Pet Semetary, as well as Doctor Sleep. So I've done 8 Stephen King books so far, and they have all been fantastic. I've enjoyed them all separately for each their own reasons. When I finished The Shining, I really wanted more Shining, and I was happy Doctor Sleep was there for that. So that was a great introduction into Stephen King and a good start to his collection. So, he is someone who writes very interesting stories. He um, he has a way with using pop culture in his stories. He's got his own made-up towns and stuff, which is fantastic. And he writes about what he knows, so it's real. It feels real because it's derived from real life. And his stories are not entirely horror. He's not I understand why people pigeonhole him as a horror writer, because at the beginning of his career, a lot of his work was writing horror stories. And I would say probably the majority of his work is horror stories, but he also has a lot of other things. You've probably have seen the movies Dolores Claiborne, um, Stand By Me, The Green Mile, Shawshank Redemption. Like, none of those are horror stories. Sometimes they have supernatural elements, but they're not horror. Um, if you look at 11/22/63, that's a time travel love story. Um, and so he writes really interesting books, and I would say that none of them are outright scary, but I think that they are all demented in their own way. He has a way, like, it was really weird and strange and not quite frightening, but like really messed up, but really good. Like a page turner, and it's a chunker of a book. Look at this. Look at this. It's a chunker of a book. It's huge. It was fantastic. It was a page turner. You should read it. He has books like the Mr. Mercedes trilogy, that's a detective series, just like The Outsider was a detective story. He doesn't do primarily horror. He does a little bit of everything. And I am happy for that. So the choice that I am going to give you guys now is this. We can read Salem's Lot, which is about vampires. Firestarter. Think The Shining, Carrie, but they start fires with their minds. The Long Walk, which is written under the pseudonym of Richard Bachman, and it's a dystopian book, so I think I don't know much about it, but very interested, so that. Or we can read The Institute, which is about an institute for kids with psychic abilities. So I'm going to let you guys pick out of all those what you want to read, and we will go from there. And so right there is where the poll is going to be. Vote, 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 vote. And we will see you when we read these. Have a great day, guys.